Welcome Ms. Gudrun to TVGME show. Ms. Gudrun is working with EFTA and she has a long experience with these standards, and in her earlier assignment she was working in Iceland. She is based at Brussels. I would like to understand that how EFTA is helping its member countries and also globally in terms of putting the standards so that there is a good free trade agreements which may be possible.
Yes, EFTA actually stands for the European Free Trade Association. So EFTA is all about free trade, and of course EFTA is aware that standards play a crucial role in removing technical barriers to trade. So this is why EFTA is very much interested in actually supporting standardization. We cooperate a lot with the European Commission on issues regarding standardization and European standards mainly. So we support the European standards organizations both financially and politically.
Okay.
And we cooperate, as I said before, on many projects and programs that the European Commission is running. So we are a partner in those projects, such as this conference that is being held here under the framework of the SESEI, the Seconded European Standardization Expert in India.
Yeah. And I understand that EFTA is not limited to its 7 member states. It has
there are only 4 member states.
4 member
actually.
states.
Yes.
Now. Okay.
Yeah.
But it has a global agreement with other countries also.
The EFTA cooperates quite extensively with the European Union, so within the framework of the single market and economic and trade issues. But EFTA also has currently 27 free trade agreements covering 38 countries and territories all around the world.
Okay.
And there is quite a number of free trade negotiations ongoing, which hopefully will result in free trade agreements with other countries such as Russia, Brazil, India, and several others.
Okay. In your effort when you're trying to bring these standards, each country is different, and it may be a Herculean task to bring these standards together so that it matches with the common needs of other countries. How does it work normally?
It's difficult enough in Europe sometimes because you have very different conditions or different cultures even within Europe. So it can be quite a challenge to get people to agree on one particular solution, and even for international standardization the challenge is so much greater.
Yeah.
But if people are really committed to supporting free trade, and they understand that the technical requirements can be best described in international standards which are agreed around the world, then they will sit down together, try to find a solution that will be acceptable for most of the countries. Of course, there is no such thing as an ideal standard, which is
right, yeah. Correct, yes.
So it's always a compromise. We have to find consensus. We have to find a solution that is something that people can agree on, and so I think that is for the greater good of everyone.
Yeah. So in your experience, when you get into any free trade agreement, I'm not interested in understanding that part, but what I'm interested in understanding is how the standardization help in getting better trade and trade within each country or with each country.
Because if you have a standard that, let's say, the countries involved, that they can agree on, then for technical requirements, you can refer to that standard and you can say that, okay, products that fulfill the requirements of this standard, they are accepted on the market in the relevant countries. And they don't need to have any further testing, for example.
Yes.
One really significant barrier to trade is different standards in different countries, so that one country will only accept products on the market if they conform to their national standards, and they have to be tested according to the standards.
Correct.
And if you have common standards that are agreed by all of the countries, both or all of the countries in question, then you can refer to those standards. And if the product has been tested according to that common standard in one country, then the other countries should acknowledge that as well, because the standard has already been, the product has already been tested to that standard. It is in conformity, therefore it should have a free access to the market in the other countries.
Correct.
So this is
the benefit.
This is the benefit.
So you focus on all products segments or all technology segments, or there are specific focus area for the EFTA to focus on?
No, actually EFTA supports the three European standards organizations. They deal with everything. There's CENELEC that deals with electrotechnical equipment or electrotechnical standards. There is ETSI that deals with telecommunications, and then CEN that deals with more or less all the rest.
Yeah.
And you have a similar classification at the international level.
Okay. With
ISO, IEC, and the ITU. So they're kind of similar. But for free trade, all of those standards are equally important.
Correct. Yeah. So, what are the expectations from this conference? What is your personal expectation from this conference? How or what benefits this audience who are going to be there tomorrow? What will they get out of it?
I think one of the greatest benefits will be that the mutual understanding of the importance of each other's requirements and the situation, and so we are here to exchange experiences between Europe and India on the technologies that are under discussion here.
Yeah.
And we are here to exchange experiences on what Europe is doing in terms of standardization in these fields, what India is doing. Can we work together? How can we best support the mutual trade between Europe and India? And how can we also support standardizers or regulators also?
Okay. Good. I think we will achieve this tomorrow.
I hope so.
Yeah. Thank you very much for sharing your views and time with us. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.